You guys said in my last video that I look a little bit like Mama, and I took that to heart. Now that I've played through every single main Cooking Mama title that was ever released on console, I am ready to tackle the Cooking Mama spin-off games. Mama and friends finally get to venture out of the kitchen and do things like gardening, DIY crafts, babysitting, and camping. The spin-offs are some of the most unique Cooking Mama titles gameplay-wise and accessory-wise. I hope you're ready. I've always said if you have even a little bit of interest in content creation, then you need to go for it. You don't need crazy equipment to make videos, but if you're looking to elevate your setup, today's sponsor, Best Buy, has all of the equipment that you'll need to do just that. Today we're showcasing 4 products fit for creators of any size. This mic, the Logitech Blue Yeti Nano USB condenser microphone, is an affordable option that will give you great sound quality out the gate. My first microphone when I started YouTube was a Blue Yeti. These are very solid microphones. It has 2 pickup patterns, cardioid for picking up your voice and minimizing keyboard sounds, and omnidirectional to pick up sound all around. Just enough settings for most people. The Blue Yeti Nano is so simple to use, you just plug it in and start recording. The Skull Candy Crusher ANC2 noise-canceling wireless headphones pleasantly surprised me. I typically only wear over-the-ear headphones when I am editing or gaming with friends. I like to keep my hair looking good when I'm on camera, you know? The noise canceling works super well, and some of these headphones have really awful microphones built into them, but it's amazing. The Skull Candy Crusher ANC2s don't make me sound like I'm underwater, which seems to be a big ask nowadays. Best of all, it pairs with 2 devices at once, so I don't have to remove my headset when I get a phone call. I didn't think I was ever gonna need one of these, but now that I have the Corsair Elgato Stream Deck, I'm not going back, honestly. You can set up this thing to do whatever you want it to do. Control your audio levels, open programs, and change scenes in OBS. And you can run ads and do Twitch moderation from it. You can get pretty creative with it too. I like using my Stream Deck for multi-actions in Premiere, and for actions that I don't have hotkeyed typically because it's just wasn't ever convenient to do so. The setup was super easy and there's so many plugins to help you get started. This little guy is an extension of me and great for any streamer. The big kahuna though is the Dell XPS 14 OLED Touch laptop. This is a little beast of a gaming laptop. It's got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 GPU and is optimized for streaming apps like OBS and Streamlabs. The NVIDIA encoder helps lift the strain off of your CPU so you can stream games while maximizing FPS. If you don't want to build a PC to start making gaming content, this laptop is very good and it's very worth considering. And it just looks super pretty too. If any of you creators are interested in any of these products from Best Buy, go and check out the magic links in my description below. Special thank you to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. The first Cooking Mama spin-off game, Gardening Mama, was released in 2009 for the Nintendo DS. I'm actually not very experienced with gardening. I do have some indoor plants that I will occasionally kill, and then I will go rebuy them. And then kill them again. You know, that's just kind of how it goes. I think I have been cursed with a brown thumb, but hey, you know, maybe Mama can teach me a thing or two. This game is the first one to really deviate from the typical Mama formula, not just with theming, but gameplay. But I am not sure if all of the decisions made were necessarily good decisions. You would think this one is different than your regular old Cooking Mama game where you pick a recipe, view the steps, and start cooking, but it's really just the same format, different setting. We're starting here with Mama's friend Chica, who is a child, but not Mama's child, if you recall. I tried the first step here, pour seeds into the hand, and I didn't know how to avoid the wind because I didn't read the instructions. Okay, so then I tried again and I still fucked it up, but okay, 3rd time is a charm. The next step, put 20 grams of soil into the bin. I see we're in the semi-difficult era of Cooking Mama again. Which, yeah, that makes sense when you look at the release timeline and where Gardening Mama falls in that. The games get more and more cheeseball and easy mode as you go down the timeline. So that just means I gotta pick myself up by my freaking bootstraps here. We've gotta revert our thinking. We've gotta go back to when we had to do everything perfect, no mistakes at all, or you don't get the gold medal. Anyways, I stumbled my way through the rest of the steps and got 61 as my score. Jeez, Mama, not very forgiving here, are we? Okay, now we're just gonna move over to the next flower bed and plant tulips with another one of Mama's not children. Clearly, I'm having a little bit of a rough start here. All of the steps kind of require you to stumble through them your first time because the instructions can only take you so far. I am getting the hang of it though. I did manage to do worse this round, a whopping 60 points. Wow, maybe flowers just aren't my thing. You know, we can go to more places now, like the orchard and vegetable garden. Papa runs the ship in the orchard, and I did pretty good with my apple tree. Now that I understand watering more, I'm a lot better off. If only I could understand the other steps. Not perfect, but not embarrassing. All right. So what's interesting about Gardening Mama is that you can't go back and redo a plant if you want to go for gold. Once you click done, it's set, and then you have to wait for it to grow. Duh, you have to wait for the plants to grow. I don't know why I thought different. Chica here is freaking out. Our pansies are wilting, but I don't think that meant anything because we were able to repot the sprouts and got 100 on that. Wow, my first 100 is on something with one step. Same for tulips. We got one, which means we got to water our little sprouts. A little confusing, but I'm a watering beast now, so easy as pie. Another dub. And then I went back and had to attend to the pansies again. Okay, this is a lot of back and forth. Can I hire a gardener? Oh, I'm the gardener. Right. I got a little ahead of myself there with the watering, but after tending to the pansies again, I had to go back to the tulips another time. I fucked up the fertilizer, watered them, and then the pansies needed attention yet again. I'm gonna go plant something else. This is just as stressful as gardening in real life. The Morning Glories had a few new steps. I messed up the soil weighing yet again, but did great at everything else. A lot of repeats, which, yeah, you know, we're planting over and over and over again. But still, I mean, they try to make it somewhat unique, I guess. The novelty wears off pretty quick. Let's check out the vegetable garden where Grandpa resides and take a stab at that. I managed to mess up the soil weighing yet again. You know, this one's just stupid. I straight up don't understand the soil steps yet. It's hard to determine how much soil you're grabbing when you do these steps, so I had to keep experimenting with this one. Turns out it's the speed in which you shovel, not like the force or the deepness, or well, I guess maybe the force. Fast shovel means more soil. Sure. 74 total isn't bad though for Gardening Mama. The other games, I would be more embarrassed, but this one's a lot harder than your run-of-the-mill Cooking Mama. At the end of each round, the game counts up how many bonuses you've accrued in total. Just like in some of the OG Cooking Mama games, you get bonuses by completing steps with more than half of the time still left on the clock. And then once you reach 3 bonuses, you get to pick a prize. In most of the Cooking Mama games, the bonuses end up just being stickers for your diary, but in this one, it actually does reward you with good shit, like cosmetics for Mama, and your garden, and fertilizer, which we'll discuss. The bonuses are harder to come by though, for me especially, because I kinda suck at this game. You also unlock more locations and plants at the end of each round, and Mama will tell you if any of your plants are wilting so you can go attend to them. And yes, after every single turn, something is wilting, so there's always something to attend to. My apple trees needed some love, so I joined Papa in fertilizing them, and yeah, 100%. I'm taking my wins as they come, okay? Time passes after each round, I assume, so as long as I don't get a warning, I'm good to start more plants. Grandma, Mama's mom, duh, runs the rose garden, where I got my first real 100 score, as in like the first planting round 100 score, you know what I mean. And then after, my tulips and pansies needed attention, so I had to run over, take care of those. It feels like everything is always falling apart around here. There's too much going on. So, as you can probably tell, this game is a lot of back and forth between the different flower beds and crop fields and orchard plots, as you need to attend to each plant several times before they're able to be harvested. I decided to just go all in on the crops I already had planted, since at this point I don't have time for much else, and my first one to be ready was tulips. Your score gets added up at the end depending on how well you did in all the previous steps. And then it's back to frickin' work. I wasn't pleased with how little different kinds of steps there were for each plant. And once I had completed a bunch of the blooms and harvests, I guess, I decided to go back and get some gold medals in places where I felt I could redeem myself. It seems like you can go back and get gold in the flowers, but you have to restart some things, like the apple tree completely disappeared, which I was a little PO'd about. And then I went ahead and redid the first step for tulip, and it completely restarted the growing process. Right, yeah, makes sense. Guess I should be putting in more effort to get it right the first time. But there still is plenty to unlock, and even some special stuff we still need to touch on. It's still sort of a frustrating Mama experience due to how unforgiving it is, but sometimes Mama will throw you a bone. Like when I dropped a seed at the beginning of a step, she picked it up for me at the end, so I still had an opportunity to do the step perfectly. See, she's not that evil. And then a lot of the steps I thought were hard, I could eventually get the hang of, since you do a lot of the same over and over, honestly. Yeah, just like my criticism for the OG Cooking Mamas, I have to say this game is a tad repetitive. It's got some interesting steps for sure, but just like how the early Cooking Mama games have incessant onion chopping, this game has incessant watering. I know gardening is mostly planting, potting, and watering. Okay, do I look fucking stupid? But does the simulation game made for entertainment have to be that realistic and monotonous? Some of these plants have like a bazillion steps. Maybe I have no patience for gardening in general. So not only is the regular game pretty repetitive, if you want to unlock the special garden stuff, forget about it. That will drive you crazy. Some of the rewards that you get are different fertilizer, and up until now they had just been fertilizer colors. Each plant has a step where you add a fertilizer, so you can turn the plant into whatever color your little heart desires. But then I had started unlocking special fertilizers. Using these special fertilizers on their intended plants will allow you to grow special plants. There's a ton of these fertilizers to unlock, and once you've used them on their intended crop, you unlock the ability to grow them in the special garden. This is great and all, but my God, am I really gonna restart the planting process for the third time at this point for the same fucking plant? And forget about getting gold stars, I have to just give that up at some point, because you can only do the same thing over and over so much that it started to damage me psychologically. It is so fucking boring, you guys. I could not personally keep restarting the same growing cycles, doing the same steps over and over and over again. It's just simply too boring. I thought that I was gonna die of boredom. Restarting a new planter over and over again just to get the special garden thing, and then having to redo it in the special garden. I can't do it. I just couldn't give less of a fuck about getting gold anymore. It's way too tedious. And then my strawberries wilted, so I was just really out of luck at this point. Each time you complete a crop, you unlock it in your journal. Your bonuses can be cashed in at any time for cosmetics and garden decoration. The garden decorating is very customizable, and there's a ton to unlock in general, so you can add in a whole slew of things to your garden, as well as change up the screen assets and customize your tools. Mama's lookbook has a ton of stuff, very cute stuff, I might add. You also unlock bigger house for the flower garden periodically. What else? There are a ton more plants you can grow than I showed you, okay? And some more of our favorite children characters from the previous Mama games that are not her children. They do come and make an appearance. Even this one guy who is only in this game. Who is this? I know I said I was out, but I did go and at least unlock those kiddos and finished up more of the special garden plants. I got almost every special garden plant grown at least once, not in the special garden, but in the regular gardens. Once I figured out that you can just go back to the step where you fertilize the flowers and begin from there, I wasn't too peeved off at finishing all of the rest of them. My patience was worn pretty thin, but I was determined to unlock the special honey minigame that comes when you get all of the special plants. Except, he never got the fertilizer for it. The silver metallic fertilizer never was rewarded to me, and I had been trying to go around and do a whole slew of crops and flowers and nothing. I'm convinced the game wants me to plant things in the special garden and then they'll give it to me, which at this point, I just refuse to do it. So I only got the pumpkin carving minigame unlocked, and if there's any more that I missed, then I frankly don't care. I know I keep repeating myself, but this game is just so repetitive and grindy, it is almost unbearable. I agree with this IGN review. With Gardening Mama, this video game mother is officially beginning to wear out her welcome. She's still cute as hell, but the controls are too simple to be engaging, and the lack of tutorial and many challenges renders them unplayable. A casual game should be a breeze to play through, not a frustrating mess. This is a game only a mother could love. Ouch. Let's go craft. Crafting Mama DS released in 2010. I'm a crafter, in theory. There's a lot of things that I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried knitting. I haven't tried pottery. Those are things I really want to do. And you know what? After playing this, I have been inspired. Maybe I will go take that pottery class. Yeah. Now, this game follows the Cooking Mama formula to a T. It's got a fancy little UI, and you craft recipes just like you would cook dishes in a traditional Cooking Mama game. There's a bunch of different kinds of crafting recipes. We've got jewelry, a couple of clay-based recipes, candle making, flower pressing, paper crafts, and mama origami, knitting, sewing, even a rose toy. Just kidding, it's a clay rose for this cake-looking craft that is not a cake. Crafting Mama is very easy, very forgiving, way more enjoyable in my opinion, because a lot of crafting recipes are really straightforward and simple. Most of them don't have a bazillion steps, so it's just not very tedious. And there's several different color and style variants to each recipe that you can go back and craft, but only if you want to. I actually enjoyed going back to get all of the variants without really batting an eye, because there's not like 4 million steps you gotta get through to accomplish that. Paper airplane, just one step. So cute. Because yeah, so of course I went and made 5 different colors of it, because that's really not asking too much of me. And I even got a special animation for going the extra mile and doing all of that. So in my previous video, something that I disliked about the later Cooking Mama games is the lack of difficulty. And don't get me wrong, I got a couple of silver buttons and even one bronze button. That damn clock hand. And these flowers, my god, can we just move somewhere less windy? This one's not as broken as I thought. I just needed a little practice. But after playing Gardening Mama, where the difficulty was cranked up to 1,000 for no good reason, I welcome the ease of Crafting Mama. The game's difficulty is on par with the later Cooking Mama games like Kitchen Magic, Bon Appetit, Sweet Shop, but I like it just as much as I like Dinner with Friends, my favorite Cooking Mama game that we've played. It's definitely a baby game for babies, but sometimes that is kind of fun. Maybe I'm falling for the crafting gimmick of it all. I think what it really is that there's just nothing tedious about this game. It's just like not grindy and fucking stupid. The amount of variety in the actual steps surprised me. There's not a whole ton that's reused across recipes. Cooking Mama has a problem where every single savory dish requires you to chop an onion, and every single dish in general repeats the same core like 3 steps. Sure, cooking in real life can totally be like that, but as they continued to make games, they got a little less intense with the realism. And this game has so many different crafting recipes that you're kind of doing something new every time. I liked it. Bonuses have been omitted from this game. Instead, you get a wow if you complete a step within the typical bonus time frame. After each round, you unlock a mini game correlating to each recipe. Oh boy, mini games! and a little piece of a photo that once you unlock all of it, you can go look at in the photo gallery. I don't think the photo tiles correlate to the amount of wows that you get, since I would still get 3 tiles for the pictures if there was even just like 1 step in a recipe. The photos are cute though. Damn it, I like them. All right, I'm having a great time with this game. Just for the sake of being thorough, and definitely not because this game is kind of fun, I went back and did all the recipes that I didn't get gold buttons on. There's not a ton of crafting recipes here, to be honest, but I think we're about to get into a game mode where we unlock a bit more. So if we go back to the home screen here, we can find Mastery Crafting. Mastery Crafting is basically more crafting recipes, but you can't know the steps ahead of time. Not sure if these are supposed to be like harder. Woodworking is already a part of the regular crafting mode, so none of this is like new, but we made the xylophone and it unlocked in the regular crafting menu without the perfect gold button rating we got in the Mastery Crafting mode. There's woodworking, pottery, and sewing. You know what? There are some new steps, like we worked with clay before, but haven't done any actual pottery. We haven't thrown pot like this before. We haven't fired any kiln before. I've always wanted to take a pottery class in real life. Why haven't I done that yet? Okay, yeah, most of this is pretty new. The sewing too, it's all more advanced stuff over here. I was kind of a non-believer at first, I'll be honest, but it is kind of annoying that they don't automatically get a rating in the main crafting mode, so you have to go back and do the recipes again if you want to unlock their mini game. But I enjoyed all of these crafts a lot, actually. Not enough to go back and play them again to get their mini game, but enough to collect all the recipes in the game, so. And a lot of these items are used to accessorize Mama. You can give her accessories that you crafted. Oh, I love it! The best version of accessorizing Mama in these games, by far. She is just that girl. Now, you guys know how I feel about the mini games in this series. Dare I say the S word? No, I don't think these are horrible or anything, but I will not be going through and playing them more than I have to. They're filler content, in my opinion. Is that nicer than saying shovelware? Ichigo, Mama's daughter, is cute though. I love playing any mini games with her in it. She's my favorite because she's Mama's real child. No, she's so freaking cute. And I feel bad for her. Mama makes her do a lot of chores, okay? I really did enjoy this one a lot. I think it really is up there with some of my favorite Cooking Mama games just because it is so casually fun. But I think that it's time to address the baby. The only Wii accessory ever released with any Cooking Mama game. It was surprisingly hard to find the baby with the diaper still intact. You actually have to pay a pretty penny if you want it to still have a diaper. I will be taking her out of the box here very gently, don't worry. I'll be putting her back when I'm done. Now the baby is the holder of the Wiimote, and the nunchuck is attached outside of it for other gameplay stuff. Careful, careful. All right. We're ready to go. Already though, this is my least favorite aesthetic for the Cooking Mama games. I absolutely hated this style for all of the Wii games in the original Cooking Mama series. So, not off to a great start. Choose a baby, Yuto. Oh, okay, we've only got one baby right now. All right, so we have 4 steps here to babysit Yuto. We're gonna help Mama hold the baby. Oh, good babysitters never shake the baby. I'll try my best. What? Oh no. Oh, I'm getting really stressed out already because the baby is crying. It keeps yelling at me. It seems like you have to hold the baby in a very particular way for the Wiimote to really register it. You are too much noise, my friend. I'm already a little overwhelmed. So how is this gonna work? Because we have the nunchuck here. Do I have to like hold it up to the baby? I'm supposed to just keep it in the green? Oh, okay. I feel like I'm being really slow. I'm trying really hard not to drown the freaking baby. Oh my God, it won't stop making noise. Please stop making noise. I did it. Wow. Feeling very maternal right now. Maternal vibes. Okay, we're burping the baby. We just fed the baby. We gotta burp the baby. Oh, big red letters. Be careful not to ever shake the baby. Okay, I can't really hold it up here because I have the microphone, so I'll just try my best. I'm doing my best, Mama. Oh my God, this is gonna piss me off. Okay, I'll try this side. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. I did it a little early, if we're being honest.
No. Please don't shake the baby.
I'm not shaking the baby. Okay.
No.
Not maternal vibes. I'm not shaking the baby, please. I am just trying to burp it. Okay, let me try to keep it like steady. This is the most insane way to hold a baby. Oh, time's up. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay, we're putting the baby to sleep. Ooh, I'm turning it a little far.
Perfect.
Personally, I don't know how I feel about tipping a baby over on its head this far, but gotta do what you gotta do. This is actually really cool. I'm pretty impressed by this. I don't like how the audio from the Wiimote, I think there's a way to turn that off, right? Or something, but it's just a little much for me, just because it doesn't stop. But babies also don't stop. And that's 78 points, wow. Silver medal. And then we have another page here with more steps. We're changing the diaper. Cool. Shout out all the moms out there. I have to shake the rattle. Oh, shake the rattle while I'm changing the diaper. Okay. I'm really getting really stressed out. Stop crying. Stop. I'm trying to help you, baby. I'm starting to feel like maybe I don't like babies. Time's up. I was so close. Crying again, are we? We're having fun. We're having fun. Baby's having fun. And definitely not crying. Stop crying, please. I am freaking moving the baby. Yay, giggling. That's cute. Huh?
It's burning.
What?
Oh my. Hurry.
What?
Swing.
What? What?
Got it. Phew. Is everything all right? It's okay. Yes.
That was so funny. What was that? I can't even believe all that just happened. Why did we have a quick hamburger break? That was so cool. Oh, Mama's leaving? I'm on my own? Mama, don't leave. I clearly can't handle this. Oh, okay, keep the music playing. So not every step requires, like, the baby. I will use it as an armrest. Cute. Don't you think the music's a little loud? I don't think any babies are gonna be falling asleep with music like this. Dude, this baby is partying way too hard to go to bed. We did it. I would not get this game for my kid. I don't have a kid, but I would not. It's too much noise. Oh. Okay, we're rattling. Oh, this isn't so bad. This is actually, dare I say, fun. I swear there's a way to turn this noise off. Gonna have to figure that out. 96, oh my God. I'm like really great with kids. A new baby? I'm a little babied out right at the second. Gonna have to come back to this one a little bit later after I Google how to turn the volume off on the Wiimote. And turn the volume off I did, because I was not about to try to play through most of this game with the incessant crying. I want to see what else is going on here, so I started working my way through each of the challenges. There's feeding steps, soothing steps, naked baby powdering. The dog woke the baby, so we had to chase him down, which honestly was probably more disruptive to the baby than anything. Catching baby toys. There's a lot of ways to play with the babies, actually. And washing. Can't forget about that. You know, babies are pretty gross, so you gotta keep up with that. Of course, the game invents new and interesting ways to do the same steps over and over for the sake of variety. And a lot of these are really fun, but there are a lot of steps that revolve around soothing the crying baby specifically. Babies are kind of just like that though, so we'll let it slide. There were a ton of emergencies that Mama would have to attend to in the middle of a step, which I loved because they're just so cute and add so much personality personality to the game. And I love little Ichigo. She's clearly my favorite. They did these quirky little cutscenes in World Kitchen, I believe, my least favorite mama game. So I didn't get to see those because I did not really play that much of it. Babysitting Mama came out 2 years after that game, and since so many assets are reused between the two, I would assume they spent a lot of that time polishing the horrible motion controls from that game. This one is way better. There's 6 babies to unlock in total, but I am truthfully a little tapped out at this point. I don't know why the babies they get on my nerves. And I still feel like this baby is cursed, but I love it. I'm gonna cherish it forever. This is genuinely like the best cooking mama on the Wii. It's not my favorite art style wise, but I just really enjoyed this baby. Genuinely like a really fun Wii game. Next, we are moving on to Camping Mama Outdoor Adventures, which released on the DS in 2011. This one has very experimental gameplay for the Cooking Mama titles, and I think it's a step in the right direction. A step, yeah. We'll get into it. You get to control your little dude with the D-pad. We won! Finally! I don't know why these games have such an aversion towards the D-pad or any buttons at all for that matter. We have finally broken free from touchscreen prison. I mean, you can still control your guy that way, but it's not the only way, so I am happy. Okay, but really, I don't know what I'm doing. I managed to switch from this little boy to Ichigo, and then I realized that this little boy is Ringo, Mama's son. This is the only Mama game that Ringo is in at all. But Ichigo, that's my girl. I'm with her. Okay, there's nothing for me to do here at the camp. So let's hop over and see what Camping Mama is all about, because this was kind of a confusing and rough start. What am I even doing here? Oh my God. Okay, this game is basically what Shop and Shop was trying to do with the Let's Shop mode, but better. You get to walk around and control your character and find fun little items and avoid enemies like monkeys. It's super cute and way better than the Let's Shop mode from Shop and Shop, I will say. Okay, there's a little mini game here. I'm so excited. All right, catching apples. You know, not too engaging or entertaining, but crushed it. It doesn't seem like we'll be doing that much cooking in this game, but a lot of foresty themed activities instead for the mini games. I don't hate it. Now I'm back out in the world. I found an apple and a monkey who wanted an apple. Perfect. And I found Mama already. That's the main goal, is to find her, but I am not done here yet. I want to make sure I get all of my little rewards before I finish. Like, come on, there's still chests. And I keep stumbling upon more mini games. This one has me looking for beans and swatting mosquitoes. And then there's only a heart at the end of this path, but it's something you need to keep track of. You get hearts from beating a mini game, or you can collect them throughout the stage, and if you run out, you die, I think. I don't know. I never ran out. But I did find some more stuff and finally went to see Mama, who had another mini game for me, apple peeling. I went a little too hard on my first one. Shit! And this game brings back the more brutal scoring system, so that'll be a silver star for sure. Yep, I suck, and I don't have the patience to go back and redo it. So that was it. We got our end score, a silver star, because of that damn apple. And then we get to move on to more stages. It's all more of the same. Each stage has a different theme and new mini games and even different goals. I did not understand this bee mini game like at all, clearly. But Papa has a voice.
Results. That's the stuff.
This is so great. This is the Mama family character development I've been waiting to see. Kinda. There's not really much more than this. More minigame, and I found Papa pretty quickly in this here maze, so I ventured back out to collect all the good stuff, mostly just more minigames. I keep stumbling upon them. This bee is getting on my nerves too. These bees won't let me do a damn thing, will they? This is for sure gonna be a silver medal for me. After I collected everything and completed what I believe to be the last game in this level, I headed over to Papa and did yet another minigame for him. Bug matching, not too shabby. I'm a grown-up, I can match. We're done. Oh, I got a gold star. What? Okay, so only some mini games count. And since I came back with full hearts, that was the secret third thing that goes towards your rating. Got it. We have 6 levels here, so I blazed through all of them before moving on to the next area of the game. This is a fun little game to play through, maybe just once though. You won't catch me going for all golds in this game. I do not care that much. It's not that compelling. A lot of the mini games are unique to this game. Some are sort of similar to games past, but I would say Camping Mama goes out of its way to be slightly unique. For sure. Here's a cooking mini game that I messed up when I first started it, naturally. Some of these remind me of little flash games from the ancient past. Like this is literally just Cast Basher from Neopets. Some of these games tell you how many points are needed to get gold, but once you reach that, you can keep going. I don't really plan on getting on any leaderboards here, so I ended up letting the time run for a lot of these mini games instead of, being a tryhard. I feel like a lot of these games are just too long. I've never been able to skip rocks in real life. I just didn't have the special sauce, I think. Kind of triggering for childhood me since I was the only one who could never figure it out. God, some of these just go on and on and on. Okay, I'll stop bitching about the mini games momentarily. Time to blaze through some of these stages. Get her done. The most interesting one to me was the log stage. You have to navigate the moving logs and avoid falling in the water and go collect all of the stuff in the things. This one's great. The others were not bad, but not very fun. There's always a tricky little thing they throw at you, which is interesting, but yeah. We're at 2 golds and 4 silvers, and I noticed that I had been collecting some stuff on my adventures, so I went to the campsite and saw that some of the little furniture I found is all set up. What was the plan before I found this tent? Did Mama expect the family to sleep out in the open on the cold hard ground? We've unlocked a new area. Let's check it out. So these stages are a little bit different, dare I say a little bit harder. Here we're just collecting buckets and bringing them over to Mama, avoiding monkeys. The mini games on this one were a total snooze fest. One was even a repeat from before. Like, come on. And who was gonna tell me that you're supposed to gently catch the butterflies with the net? That's not how it works in Animal Crossing, Mama. This isn't the harder one that I was talking about. This next stage with Papa goes crazy. We have bears and bees in this one, and my god, did the bees absolutely just ruin my fucking day. Also, I'm starting to get a little tired of the random mini games that come up when you interact with inconspicuous objects. Like, just let me shake the damn tree and move on. Okay, so I found a coconut. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bee, leave me alone. Oh, this bear wants bananas. My bad. Didn't realize that everybody was picky around here. I found the bear that wants coconuts. Let's give them to him. Perfect. A heart, which is great. I needed that. All right then. I am just getting absolutely slammed by these bees. A girl cannot catch a break. I finally was able to get the bear his bananas, and by this point, my hearts were low. I took all the rewards I could get and then went to the slingshot minigame. And I was pleasantly surprised. It's a crafting recipe with 3 steps for a slingshot, and then we get to use our slingshot in Papa's minigame. How freaking cute. I want to see more of this. I don't want to be barraged with silly little minigames. All right, let's get through this round of levels. I'll give you the highlights. Holes, just like Animal Crossing. We had our beach episode, collected some fish for Papa, played a fishing mini game. I will refrain myself from saying the thing. Diving. I can't help myself. It's all very Animal Crossing coded. It's not that deep, but at this point, I'm starting to feel a little wore out from the redundancy of it all. The game told me I had unlocked a new area, and that's when I realized that there's probably like 2 or 3 more areas that are gonna be the same old gameplay with a new skin slapped on. Look, it's cute. I like it, but there's nothing really here. I really, really wish there was more because this game is decent bones for perhaps any sort of storyline or something. We have the whole family here for the first and only time, and there's not one line of dialogue. It's not like a game needs dialogue to be good, but it needs some sort of story or reason to be doing all of this. Am I wrong? Like, what what is the point of me going and doing all of these different stages? And like, is it just to find furniture for my campsite? That's so boring. Like, just give them like some dialogue or something. I need a motivation. The gameplay itself isn't very compelling. It's repetitive after a certain point. The amount of minigames that interrupt the exploration is out of control. During a stage, you can be interrupted with as many as like 5 or 6 minigames, including the 2 that are required to complete the stage, of course. But the others are just because of some random critter ambush, or you shook a tree, or you stepped on a certain tile. It's crazy. It makes the exploration way less fun. It's like walking through a cave in Pokemon without using a rappel. I'm tired. You're wearing me out, mama. This game is all right for kids because, yeah, that's who Cooking Mama is for. I hear you. Fuck, I keep running into this dilemma. But I think kids even deserve like a little bit more substance than this. I just don't have it in me, guys. I gotta move on. The final spin-off game to be released, Gardening Mama 2 Forest Friends, came out on the 3DS in 2014. I would call this the most promising game in the series. It actually got terrible reviews, but I really liked it. There are some very good ideas in here. Forest Friends came out after Kitchen Magic, which was the first 3DS Mama game. I really love this era of Mama games graphics. I didn't mention that in the last video, but all the 3DS games just look super good to me. Mama has dialogue. Revolutionary, truly, to have the gameplay actually explained to you in a Mama game. It may seem kind of silly to care about it, but some of these games could really use this kind of introduction. So basically, you check your mailbox for help wanted requests, complete the mini game, and you are rewarded with seeds for your garden. And then you have the freedom to plant whatever your little heart desires in these planters, which I think is a huge upgrade. Once we had our very first flowers planted, we experienced the passing of time. Ooh. A little bit more of a Harvest Moon approach here. Okay. So we go to bed, a new day begins, and that is how time progresses in your garden. Who is this bunny? And what do they want from me? They're a friendly neighborhood small business owner, and they need my flowers for their flower shop. They better be paying me for my services. Oh, they're gonna give us shopping tickets. Okay. I wanna go shopping. 4 daisies coming right up. Well, it's gonna take a couple days because, yeah, it takes time for flowers to grow, but I'm on it. Oh, never mind. It took 2 days. After harvesting 4 gold medal flowers, yeah, we went over to the forest gate and brought the bunny their 4 beautiful and perfect and gorgeous daisies. And that's quest complete. Mama shows us a couple more things: the shed where we can store plants and garden decor, and the shop where we can spend our shopping tickets. Speaking of, where are my shopping tickets? That's right. Fork 'em up, bunny rabbit. I'm on to you. We also got an upgraded garden space and a new customer. This chef bear needs 4 eggplants from my garden, and luckily I have a request in the mailbox that rewarded me with eggplant seeds. I also took a stab at the other requests in the mailbox. This one is to make orange juice, and I noticed that since I didn't get 100% perfect, I didn't get any reward. So I retried, and girl, slow down a second. Do you want to make this orange juice or not? Even though I got docked a few points again, I think my points added on to the previous round's score, so I got 100%, kinda, and some orange seed. The last request of the day wasn't difficult, but most of all, didn't dock points if you messed up, so another easy dub for moi. Before I hit the hay, I planted a bunch of stuff. The game didn't ever stop me, so I seemingly have unlimited seeds. I just went to town and planted a bunch of everything and watered it, you know, no time limit or anything. Super low stakes here. And I unlocked a bunch of stuff in the shops too. This is sick. I forgot to go check on that. This penguin needs fruit for their ice cream shop. Oranges. Oh my god, I'm already on it, babes. But I want to decorate my garden. That's kinda top priority for me. You can get animals? Oh, they're so expensive. Oh, everything is expensive. Guess I gotta clock in and get to work. I like that this game gives you a little more freedom. You are not confined to any specific thing. You can kind of just do whatever you want. There's not a ton to do, but still, sure, there's structure. You gotta tend to your plants every day and then go and do the requests in your mailbox, but oh my god, is this such a step up to the typical mama formula. It's easy as balls, right? This game is super kiddish, but it's fun. Wow, what a concept. It sort of reminds me of farming sim games, but without any of the stress that comes with those. And without much stress at all, really. I had royally screwed up the strawberry jam, that darn temperature step, but I still got 50 points, and then I did the same exact mistake the second time around. Didn't even successfully make strawberry jam, and I still got my strawberry seeds. So like, you know, everything's very forgiving. I just kept waiting and waiting for my new harvest, and then one of my carnations got sick. So things do happen in this game, you know, not on the same caliber of craziness as the first gardening mama, but something. This was the day of my very first big harvest. So I gathered up all my goodies and headed over to the shops to knock out some things in my quest log, and then replanted some seeds in my garden. I have quite the backlog of quests since an animal has a problem for me to solve every single day. Shopping tickets. I got a bunch from doing quests and an assload from the flower shop being upgraded. Each day we've been getting points towards that, so, you know, that's cool. And then I spent some of my shopping tickets on some cute garden stuff and got to freely place them in my garden. Love this. This is better than any of the other games' customization that came before. That's kinda the game. That really is all there is to it. Meet shopkeepers, fulfill their plant requests, unlock seeds from mini games. That's it. Look, I'm not going to compare it to other games that I've already mentioned in this video, but this is a style of game that I really do wish Mama would have elaborated on. It's one of the most interesting titles in her whole catalog, so I'm definitely praising it. There's just not much here in terms of story. Even though there's dialogue, there's no real end goal besides upgrading shops and upgrading your garden space. I got all the garden upgrades, and by that point, I was all gardened out. I mean, it's pretty cute over here though. I am a little proud. There's 5 shopkeepers to unlock in total. The other 3 will come after you've been playing the game for a while. There's a baker squirrel, a cosmetics retailer cat who asks for flowers, and then a furniture store dog who asks for wood, supposedly. I never got that far. Trees will bear a couple fruit harvests and then die, so you can chop them down and take their wood, but it took me so fucking long to unlock this dog that I don't even care. Some other interesting stuff does happen, but nothing like, you know, groundbreaking. There's this lottery that comes around every couple days where you can win exclusive decor items using the pink lottery tickets you sometimes get from doing quests. And I thought this shit was so rigged, but after a couple of different lottery visits, I started cashing in. You know what they say, never stop gambling. It's kind of not even worth mentioning as content, but here I am. I was waiting for the requests to get more complex, but they only ask for one type of crop at a time. Sometimes they ask for a higher amount, but nothing really challenging. And the forest friends don't really get mad if you take a while to fulfill an order. They seem a little disappointed, but there wasn't any consequences for taking too long. I think it would have been more interesting if the requests were more complex, if they got mad at you, or even if there was just more complexity with the gardening, like fertilizer to make the plants grow faster or something. And then I kept finishing all my quests the day that I would get them because I'm such a gardening beast. The difficulty's just so low that it's hard to care about the game after you've been playing for a while. I also do kind of wish you could control a little character like Ichigo or something. I think a sprite would have taken this to the next level, mostly just aesthetically. There is a mini game with a little sprite, like come on. This would have been cute to include in the main game. Speaking of minigames, they are better than most Mama minigames. You can tell they really put in a lot of effort into these. They did start to piss me off though, after a while. Having to do most minigames twice in order to get the seed rewards did annoy me, not gonna lie. I guess I'm just left wanting more out of the experience here. Ugh. Sorry. I am mama'd out. For sure. I played 14 games in this series, I think. Granted, I didn't finish them all by any means, okay? I played enough though. I played enough to know that there's actually too many of these games. The spin-offs do really show a lot more of the diversity that the series has to offer. These games really did make an attempt to deviate from the typical mama formula. You know, that's something to be appreciated, but truthfully, I just don't really know how I feel about the quality of each of the games, and I'm not sure if they have any replay value for me. The only one that really wowed me is Babysitting Mama, and I will not be picking that game up again. If you're thinking about whether or not you want to replay Cooking Mama in general, I mean, I think playing the DS games like Dinner with Friends, that is OP. But if I were you, I would maybe just get the free trial of the Apple Arcade subscription and play Cooking Mama Cuisine for 30 days and see how you really feel, you know? I think that they would really benefit actually from porting Forest Friends, the 3DS game, the last one that we played. This would actually be pretty good on mobile. I think it has real Animal Crossing Pocket Camp potential. The bones are there, you know? I think it could be expanded upon greatly. If you like games like Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing, sorry to compare, I think you would genuinely enjoy it. For an hour. None of these games really even got very high reviews at all, mostly just because I think they're very shallow experiences. But I will say, throwing myself in the line of fire here, I feel like Mama gets a little bit too much hate sometimes. The games are nostalgic and simple, but I just don't think they ever really did as much as I was hoping from this 14 game lineup. I wish they would have done more with it. I'm still a fan of Mama. I love her. She's great. These games I will always have fond memories of. Playing through all of them is not something that I can, in good conscience, recommend to any of you, but I'm one of the people that can say that they have played through all the Cooking Mama games. Put that in my obituary. Thank you so much for watching my Cooking Mama series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't see the first part where I played all the regular Cooking Mama games, maybe that is something you should watch. My next video is going to be on sim animals. There's some very interesting games that I found at the used game store, and I was like, EA sim animals? Interesting. So I picked them up and I'm gonna play them in my next video. I'm still working on a Sims on handheld video. I decided to keep all of that in one video, I think. So it is coming, I promise. It's just taking me a really long time. I also am gonna be at TwitchCon this month. So if you see me, say hello. I have special stuff that I'm bringing for people. If you have any other recommendations for videos that you wanna see on the channel, I would love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great day and you continue to do so. And the baby and I we'll see you in the next one. Well, it's actually just gonna be me. You're never seeing this baby again. I'm never touching it again.